you're gonna need is a pencil. The next is construction paper. You need at least 2 full sheets and then some scrap paper. Scissors. You need some glue. And then coloring utensils. I'm using markers. You can use anything. And then if you have googly eyes, grab your googly eyes. Now, first thing we're gonna do is create the arms of our monster. If you can fit both hands on one paper, awesome. You only need 1 sheet of paper. But if not, you're gonna need 2 sheets, 1 for each arm. Place your hand so that the tips of your fingers are close to the top of the paper, and then lay your arm down so that parts of your arm is also on the paper. You wanna trace your arm and your hand, not just your hand. While you're tracing, think about the texture of the monster you want to make. Is it a furry monster? Is it a hairy monster? Is it a slimy monster? That will come in handy when we're ready to draw with marker. I picked up the paper so you could see my pencil lines. I know it's tricky on the dark blue. So when you're done tracing, go ahead and get your coloring utensils out. I'm gonna trace with a black marker. And if you decided on the texture of your monster, then you can add some details to it. For example, if you wanted to add sharp claws, you could do that with the marker. If you wanted to add fur or slime or anything that would really make your monster creative, you can do that with your coloring utensil. I'm gonna add some fur to the arm, so that's gonna be like zigzags going down the arm for my monster. You can make whatever you want on yours. You can also add details on the inside. So maybe your monster is wearing bracelets, I don't know. Maybe your monster has polka dots. I'm going to choose a different color and add some more fur lines. I'm gonna choose purple and add some V's, which is gonna look like more fur on my monster. Now, when you add details, be thoughtful because you know that you can't erase marker or crayon. Colored pencil is kind of tricky to erase too. So if you're not sure about it, maybe draw with pencil first. When you're totally done drawing your textures, you are going to cut out the arm. Cutting out the arm can take a while, so I've cut the video and you're just gonna see the hand all cut out. When you're done with one arm, you're going to make a second arm. The second arm is exactly like the first arm. When you're done with that, give yourself a round of applause. Yay! And then you can set those arms to the side. You are ready for the monster. Go ahead and grab another piece of construction paper. I have a scrap here. And you can draw your monster any way that you want to, but I do have some tips. Make sure your monster is large enough to write a message on him and large enough so that you can glue the arms to the monster. If your monster is too small or too skinny, it will be difficult to write on and the arms might not fit. So speaking of writing your message, you want to leave some space on your monster to write your message. So you may not want to draw the texture yet or draw too many details until you have your message, or at least a plan for your message. Like I know I'm going to write on the belly of my monster. Once you have your pencil drawing pretty figured out, you can go ahead and take your coloring utensils and add all in your fun details and outlining. So I'm gonna come in and add my fur, my zigzags, just little fun creative things that makes your monster special. I'm not gonna draw eyes because I plan on gluing some googly eyes on. If you don't have googly eyes, go ahead and just draw your eyes. Remember, it's a monster, so your monster can have 1 eye, 2 eye, 9 eyes, however many you want. But again, leave a space for your message. So I'm not drawing anything on the belly because that's where my message is going to be. When you are done with your coloring utensils, grab an eraser and go in and erase any pencil lines. That's going to kind of clean up your artwork and make it look neater and more higher quality. Now I'm ready to write my message. I'm gonna write a monster hug for Father's Day. If you have something different that you wanna write, awesome. Go ahead and write that down. Make sure that you use your best handwriting so that your dad can read the message. And if you're not sure about spelling, maybe ask an adult how to spell the words that you wanna write before you write it with your coloring utensil. Maybe write it in pencil first. That way if you make a mistake, you can fix it. You can always copy this message also. A monster hug for Father's Day. Exclamation point, because we're excited about it. And now I can draw a couple other little details because I know the extra space is there for me to draw. Okay, next step will be to cut out your monster. Once your monster is cut out, we're ready to start gluing. I'm gonna flip my monster over, and then I'm gonna put a little line of glue on the monster in order to glue the arm on. Don't have a puddle of glue, that's too much. Just want a little line or a couple dots. And then glue your arm on so that the thumb is pointing up. Think about the way that you hug. If you stretch your arms out, your thumbs are up towards your head, not down towards your feet. So then go ahead and glue a little line on the other side. Thumb up. And that way the arms are stretched out. And your monster is ready for a big hug. You can go ahead and flip it over. And then the last step is if you have googly eyes to glue those on. I'm gluing the eyes last because I think they're the most fragile and I wouldn't have wanted them to fall off at some point. So let's see, what googly eyes should my monster have? A big googly eye? Maybe. Let's look at some other ones. Maybe a colorful googly eye? No, I like the big ones. Once you have your eyes glued on, you are finished. Of course, you can add more details if you want to, but the eyes are the last step. Now you have a monster hug for Father's Day. Yay! He's gonna love it.